Hey, welcome in everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on Ask an Entrepreneur. My name is Pat Flynn, and I'm here to help you make more money, save more time, and help more people too. Happy Sunday morning. I hope all is well with you. Welcome into all the people who have been here before, and hello, nice to meet you if you're brand new here. So today, I'm just going to be doing rapid fire questions and answers, your questions, my answers. Today is a special day in the Flynn family. I'll tell you about that soon after the intro here. And I'm looking forward to answering your questions, any questions that you might have, everything except my home address, phone number, credit card number, or social security number. Other than that, everything's up for grabs. So if you want to ask me something personal, more than happy to be an open book for you. If you want to ask me something about your business, I can see what I can do to help you out. I'm not going to be doing any sort of website reviews or YouTube channel reviews today, but I'm just going to be here and present with you. And for the next hour, we're going to have some fun. So let's make it happen. Let's enjoy the show. Thank you. And my live stream thing's not working. Okay, anyway, cue the intro music. Okay. Sometimes it happens. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn. Okay, just let me get my other chat up. I like to have both chats from Ecamm, which is a software I'm using, and the chat from YouTube. The reason that's important is because sometimes it'll show me new members or super chats, which Ecamm does not often. So let me head in here real quick. I'm gonna go live. So how was your Saturday? How's your weekend been so far? Something that we're doing in the backyard actually has really got me excited again. A lot of you know I took the time during the pandemic to learn how to garden, and that was very successful. That was last summer. We grew some really amazing tomatoes and a lot of summer plants here in San Diego. We got some new garden beds that had just been installed, so I hadn't planted anything for the spring yet, and I just planted some stuff, which is super cool. A lot of cucumber, a lot of squash, corn even, and radishes and lettuces and such. And unfortunately, I woke up yesterday morning and all the brand new cucumbers and squash, the big leaves type plants, were completely sawed off. All the leaves were completely sawed off, and I had no idea what was going on. And it was kind of a little bit disheartening because I had spent a lot of time planning, and of course, it costs money to buy those things. And then I found out that it was probably rabbits. So I spent a lot of time yesterday in the evening putting some chicken wire around the garden bed so that hopefully the plants will be protected in there for the next time. So that was kind of sad. Now, before I answer your questions, let me tell you what the special day is today. Today is... Oh, I got to get some music on. Man, I'm just totally unprepared. I apologize. We got to get some music because that's how we like to jam here. But today's a special day. Today is me and my wife's 12-year anniversary. We've been married for 12 years today. So 221 is the date to remember, because when two become one, 2 to 1, was the joke that I made, and it's stuck around ever since. So April always cringes when I say that, but it's true. It's true. I see it that way, and very grateful for 12 years of amazing love, amazing support, amazing learnings from on both sides, and that's just been really incredible to be with such an amazing and powerful and influential woman who does way more work than I do, who is on a 24/7 hour job, 24 hours, 7 days a week job, being a mom, and choosing to not work, choosing to not be in the spotlight and really share much of what she's doing, because she's so focused on the kids. And so, yes, there's been a lot of people who have requested her to be on a podcast before. There's a lot of people who have asked her if she should start a business. A lot of people tell her it would be so easy for you to do it because you have this platform that your husband's built, etc. And she's like, that's not important to me right now. There's always time to do that later. Right now, it's the kids, and the kids are growing up so quickly. And I love her for that. Not saying anything bad about anybody who chooses to do anything different, but this is just what April has chosen to focus on, and she's just done such an amazing job with that. Stream Beats Lo-Fi. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. There we go. We got the ambiance now, which is really great. So thank you for all the support. And, you know, as much as I know a lot of you appreciate the work that I do and have in one way or another been influenced by my work, really when it comes down to it, it's because of her. You know, her support to allow me the time to focus on a lot of the stuff that then gets pushed forward to you. So it's a team effort for sure. Behind every successful person, there's often other support systems beneath them, whether it's a spouse, a partner, friends, colleagues, mastermind groups, etc. So important. So just thank you to April publicly. And thank you to all of you for sharing the happy anniversary messages. So thank you. Okay, so let's answer some questions for you today. I'm gonna go quickly here and see what had been asked. So I see a lot of great conversations happening in the chat beforehand, which is great. Then we started, and we got a question here. What screen resolution do you recommend to export YouTube videos at? So of course you can go all the way up to even 8K, I believe nowadays, if you have that possibility. But of course that's a huge file size that is gonna take a load of time to upload, and a lot of people just don't have the ability to download or watch at 8K, let alone 4K. 4K is great as well, but not a lot of people are going into 4K right now. I mean, it'll get there eventually where that becomes the norm, but I upload at 1080p. So, you know, 1920 by 1080 is what I often upload as. And then for YouTube thumbnails, just 1280 by 720. You don't need to go any bigger than that really at this moment in time. So I like that because it's just easier to work together with my editor, so we can go back and forth a little faster. It's just something that is good enough for what people want. 720 is okay as well, but anything below that, you're gonna get to the level that people are gonna go, well, there's something here that's not right. They might not even be able to pinpoint it, but 1080p would be what I would recommend. Sue says, what software do you recommend for recording a live demo using MS Office so I can post it on YouTube? I wanna have my face live at the bottom corner. Tyler, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate you, high five for that. I'll answer your question in just a moment here. Thank you, B-Roy. Thank you, more love. Bill, William, EJ, Fit Over 50, Tej, Big Promotions. Welcome in. Thank you so much, Sue. So to answer this question, there's two softwares I would recommend. If you are on a Mac, I would use ScreenFlow. By far the easiest to use of anything with regards to what it is that you're trying to do. Computer recording with your face in the corner. What it is it's a software that allows you to record both your face and the computer simultaneously, and then you can go in and edit and kind of move your face after you've recorded to where you want it to go. You can add some text in certain places. You can easily cut and slice and dice and do all the things you need to do. In fact, it's so easy to use that I use it for when I edit videos. If I just need a quick video edit and I'm not needing super crazy Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro effects, I just use ScreenFlow. Even if there's no screen recordings, I can just drag and drop things in there. It's really easy, and that's for Mac only. There's an equivalent on PC called Camtasia Studio that is just as great. It's literally like behaves in the same sort of way. So Camtasia Studio for PC and ScreenFlow for Mac. Screen recorded videos are some of the easiest videos that you can create to get some content out there, especially if you're doing software demos. It's really amazing. All right. What are you doing? Anything nice you're doing to celebrate your wedding anniversary? Thank you for asking, Mai. So this morning we're gonna have a cinnamon roll with orange, or like an orange cinnamon roll, orange flavored cinnamon rolls breakfast. We are going to be having tea. And if you're in England, you know that you probably have tea every day, but we don't have tea here in the US, not like you guys do. And one thing that was kind of sad about the pandemic was we weren't able to go and visit the UK and visit my best friend, Chris Ducker, and his family. We were actually gonna spend Thanksgiving there and bring the Thanksgiving traditions to the UK because they don't celebrate it there. And we weren't able to go. And one of our favorite things that we were looking forward to is high tea, where literally you go to a place or at a person's house, you might get served tea with scones and biscuits and little tiny cucumber sandwiches or little tiny dessert type things. And we're going to have a tea party here, and our kids are really excited about that as well. And then tonight I'm gonna be cooking dinner, and after it's done cooking, our kids are gonna serve it to us. The kids are, that's their gift. They get to play waiter and waitress and chef, even though I'm gonna be cooking, and April and I are gonna sit and chill with some romantic lighting and music behind us, and the kids are gonna serve us. So that should be a lot of fun. I think that'll be cool. Question, I'm thinking of sharing my Instagram or Facebook live as a second podcast each week. Any suggestions on how to pull that audio and make it as easy as possible? I would record the audio separately, to be honest. I would record it at the same time using something else other than, here's what I'm saying. So don't rely on the audio from Facebook or the audio from your Instagram lives. I would have a separate device recording your audio at the same time, because that audio is gonna be much better and it's gonna be easier for you to, in fact, just take it and use it the way you want to. That's how I would do it. Oh, Coyote is waiters. Yeah, that'll be, Bill says, you have a fat rabbit in the backyard. Maybe we can have that for dinner. No, yeah, the rabbits here are cool. Tyler says, for a channel plus blog, would you embed the post to get watch time or link to your channel to start a session? Advice for a blog and a channel. I would do both, because I would want people who are on my website to consume the video in the most convenient way for them possible. Some people want to watch the video on the website, and that's totally okay. In fact, I would recommend doing that. That worked really well for us. That helps both the blog and the YouTube channel sort of uplift each other at the same time. You get that watch time. And I would have here's the secret to getting more sessions. I would have your video be the video that plays within a playlist. So what that means is once a person's done with that video, it might play the next one and the next one and the next one that are all your videos as well if they're there on your website and they're learning from you at the same time. So that's how I would go about it. But at the same time, I would also have a link below the embedded video that says, click here to subscribe on YouTube. And that would be a very simple way to get people who maybe might do both, or they might just want to do one or the other. So yeah, I would definitely embed it on your website. I've seen really, really good, especially if it's like pillar content on both your YouTube channel and the blog. That would work really, really well together. Question with Marin. How many social channels are you active on? What's your favorite? I'm active on 2, and that's the most I would recommend for most people. I remember going to a conference once and watching this person give a presentation on stage about all the different social channels that they were on and how much work they did after a blog post was published. And you can use the same analogy with regards to your YouTube channel or a podcast. And we were all sitting there in the audience and we saw 50 things. This person, when they published a piece of content on their blog, took that and repurposed it and put it on 50 different places. And I didn't have a chance to ask this question or speak to this person afterwards, but I would imagine that if I were to go, okay, well, what are the numbers behind each of these? I guarantee you it wouldn't be the same all the way across. There are certain platforms that are gonna get you more traffic, more eyeballs, more ears than others. And what the right one is for you might be different for me, might be different for somebody else. But what I'm getting at is Pareto's rule. The fact that probably 20% of those things on that list were doing 80% of the legwork. And so why do the others, right? I was known at one point for coming up with a strategy called How to Be Everywhere. And I actually did some presentations on this. I've been mentioned in books and other things before about this particular strategy. But what people fail to remember, or maybe it was my fault for not honing this in as well, I should have been more stern with the fact that you can't be everywhere at the same time. And especially if you're just starting out, you shouldn't try to be everywhere. So I would actually recommend just 1, that's ideal. 2, yes, it makes sense if you have the bandwidth to do that. So for social media, I think that's really, really important. And then I would much rather crush it on Instagram or crush it on Twitter, which are the 2 platforms that I'm on specifically. But even 1 is even better, and just learn everything there is about it. Like really master the algorithms on those platforms and connect with the people who are on there. Yes, you'd be leaving some people behind, but you'd be going more deeply with those who are there too. So thank you so much. Happy Meal Blog TV, let's go. Thank you so much for being a member here and supporting the channel. That's awesome, that's awesome. Let's see. Question, does YouTube not push 4K more? You know, I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I saw another person ask that question. What I do know is that the higher quality, yeah, the better. But for production and workflow purposes, that's why I'm not going 4K right now, at least. I might talk to Caleb about that. The only thing I know is like when you go 4K and a person has the ability to watch that, there's a little 4K symbol in the bottom right-hand corner of the thumbnail, which is another, not because they're like, oh, 4K, cool, let me click on that, maybe, but that's just another thing that makes your video stand out from others. And whenever you can have something that is sort of an unfair advantage over others who might be in the same sort of result page, then that's a good thing. And with regards to 4K, that can help you do that too. Fit over 50, is this a nice workflow? Spend the week to work on topic, thumbnail, title, create the thumbnail on the weekend, script on Sunday night, film, edit, upload on Monday night. That's a lot on Monday night. To film, script on Sunday night, film, edit, and upload on Monday. I would see how you might be able to sort of spread that out, if that makes sense, right? The ability to, maybe filming is one day, and then editing and uploading is the next, right? So that might work. I don't know what the right flow will be for you, Fit Over 50, but I think that trying it out might work, and you might find that all the work will be heavily stacked on the tail end of that, in which case, okay, let's bring some of that forward for the next time. But I think that spending a day or two in the early parts of the week after your previous video is published to consider the titles and thumbnails and ideas, at least, would be great. Here's what I would actually recommend beyond that, and this is for everybody. Instead of going into a weekly hamster wheel, does that make sense? Like, as soon as you hit publish, you're going through the same process again. I would actually batch process as much as possible. So what I mean would be maybe taking the first of the month to spend 3 hours on a single day to go for the rest of the month in terms of what it is that you're planning for videos. Like, let's get in that creative mindset, that what might the thumbnail be, what might the title be mindset for a 3-hour period to cover all your bases for the rest of the month. Then you just have the rest of the weeks not to plan, because planning does take a lot of time, but you'd have that time to batch process your videos or market your videos and make connections and all those kinds of other things too. Cool. Hey Pat, question on email timing. I finished my lead magnet quiz. Nice, quizzes are great. My question is about timing for the next message. When should the onboarding emails start? How many days between onboarding emails? Thanks. Now there is a right answer for this, but there's not a right answer that's universal. But I think there is sort of a container of time that we want to focus on, because imagine a person takes a quiz, which is your lead magnet, they get a result. If you wait a year, I'm just being extreme here for demonstration purposes. If you wait a whole year before you connect with them again, they're gonna forget who you are, right? But if as soon as they finish that quiz, you send an email that pitches something, that might be a little bit too quick. So I would say the next day at minimum in terms of time, like after they finish the quiz, after they get a result. That's often, depending on what the topic is, you can and have perhaps permission to send an email the next day to help continue that conversation, to help build more trust, to help them with the result that they got from that quiz. And that could be really neat to get a person to go and get excited about what the next steps might be for you or with you. Maybe the day after. It's gonna take some time. What I would recommend is draw out like a flow, a workflow from quiz, next email, next email, next email. And then I would either share it with super fans that you might have, or even just try to tap in to what it might be like to be in the shoes of your person who's going through that, to just get a feeling, a gut feeling for, wow, this is a little bit too much too quickly, or whoa, I kind of think we can go a little bit more speedy here, if that makes sense. Nice car, I want one for my drive on the 5. Nice. Craig, welcome to Team Flynn Gold. Thank you so much for doing that. That's awesome. And Happy Meal TV as well. Happy Meal Blog TV. Amazing. Has anyone ever heard the high tea at the Dickens Fair in San Francisco? I haven't heard that. I have not heard of that, personally. Yes, I have 4 cups of tea daily. That's incredible. That's a lot of tea. Reminder for the questions, either put questions in all caps at the beginning, or if you're a YouTube member, use the question icon. Those help Pat pick out the questions easier. Yes, thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie and K-Walk Comedy, as well as Peasant Uprising and Karma Cash Flow. Thank you so much for being an amazing group of moderators. Let's all give a big shout out to the moderators. Thank you for holding down the fort. Speaking of moderators, also, if you happen to be in the room and are also moderator of my other channel, Deep Pocket Monster, you might, I owe you a thank you as well, because with sometimes over 1,000 people live, it can get kind of wild. It can get kind of wild. So we had a really good live stream yesterday. It was so fun. We ended on such a high note, and my computer crashed, like literally in the middle of the stream. Didn't panic, just got set up created another feed. We had 600 people come back right away, continued to grow. We had a good time, very successful. We crossed 12,000 subscribers. It was really fun, super fun. Question from B-Roy. Any update on what lens I can use for my M50 Canon DSLR, that blurred background effect, but overhead video shots for cooking? Also, if it's not too much, what are you cooking tonight? Tonight we are cooking green bean casserole with some stuffing and chicken. Brined chicken. Sort of like a Thanksgiving type meal. On the lens, again, I'm not familiar with the Canon M50. I sent out a feeler to my videographer, and I'm gonna be waiting for his answer. I'll text him today just to kind of see if I can get that a little bit faster than you. But I think that, you know, with the bokeh effect, with the blurred background, the cool thing is the smaller the aperture number. So when you see a lens, it's like 1.4 f, that's the aperture number, or 2.8 f. The lower you can get that number, the more of a blurred background you can get. So if I were to go to the lowest, actually I am at the lowest setting. So you see how I like pop from the background, but if I move the aperture up, you'll see that now a little bit more is in focus behind me, and it doesn't have me stand out more, but this would be what you might do if you're gonna try to do an overhead effect, right? So this lens here is a 1.4 f, I think it is a 24 millimeter 1.4 wide angle lens. And I think a wide angle lens is what you might want to do, something to sort of consider, but I'll see if I can get an answer from my guy for you, from Caleb, my partner on the SwitchPod, by the way. We had a really cool moment this past week on the SwitchPod front. Marcus Brownlee, MKBHD, one of the top tech reviewers, was on a Clubhouse. And while he was on the Clubhouse, they were having discussions about like what's in his bag and all these kinds of things. And he talked about the SwitchPod in front of thousands of people on Clubhouse. And other people were agreeing on the stage that the SwitchPod was probably the most practical thing that they've purchased or had access to for helping them with filming, which I thought was really cool. So that was a fun moment. And unfortunately, you can't record Clubhouse conversations. And I wasn't even in the room. I had text messages and other people message me afterwards, which was pretty cool. Question, do you need a perfume recommendation of what to get your wife? No, I don't. She is a very simple person who has her one perfume that she always gets. She has her one jeweler. She has her one type of candy. So she's made my life so much easier. I'm just so grateful. I'm just absolutely so grateful. She spends like literally zero money on anything. It's all about the kids and the experiences and the things that we have now. Actually, no, that's not true. We spend money on experiences. So that's where we really, when we're saving money for stuff as a family, it's not for the Lamborghini, it's not for the mansion, it's not for, you know, like the most expensive piece of furniture or anything like that. We still shop at IKEA. We spend money on experiences. We want to go on vacations. We want to have those memories. Those to me are worth way more. And that's, you know, I'm the spender in the family with all the Pokemon cards and other fun toys that I have. So that's just kind of how the dynamic is with the home, and I'm just very grateful because she makes it easy for sure. How do we find you on Instagram? At Pat Flynn. Thank you so much. I work in sport. At Pat Flynn. On the subject of socials, there used to be a single service that would do your socials, early 90s. Do you know if there are any in 2021? Early 90s? Do your socials? I remember, I mean, there are some tools that allow you to sort of manage across the board. Hootsuite, I think, is one of them. HubSpot might be another one that allows you to sort of connect all your social media channels together so you can sort of see all the dashboards all in one spot. Let's see, how much time spent cultivating Twitter and IG? I spend maybe about 30 minutes a day on just social media in general. It's not a lot. I find that if I don't have containers or boundaries with those things, I could go wild with how much time I spend on these things. And I have way more important things that deserve my time and focus, including family. And so this is why on Clubhouse, you don't see me there every day. But when I am on there, I'm trying to deliver a ton of value. Or I might be planning a presentation or a talk or a panel with somebody ahead of time. But other than that, I'm not in. If ever I'm just like, oh, let me see what's going on in this business space right now, I know I'm doing it wrong. I need to make my time purposeful, or else the time can get away from me. I'm not always perfect with that, but that's the approach I try to take. Let's see. Question: do you recommend a video to be premiered at specific time, depending on my audience, or simply publish anytime on YouTube? The time you publish is really, really important. I remember back in the day when I was really starting to focus on the YouTube channel, I would finish editing a video and I would just publish it, even if it was like 1 in the morning. And that was just a waste. And of course, after you edit a video, you're like, come on, let's like publish it because it's already there. But you would benefit more by understanding when your target audience seems to be on YouTube. For me, it seems to be 9 a.m. and I know that's pretty much skewed because 9 a.m. is the time that we do a lot of these live streams. But there are tools within YouTube that will tell you what time to publish, or the best time to publish, or the times that your audience or your particular demographic is on YouTube. I would highly recommend doing that. Highly recommend doing that. Question from Justin. Do you think I could help people who have a message rooted in their life story reach others online who need their message? I used to share my own life as a conference speaker. I mean, that's a very amazing and admirable thing to help people with. I think there's a lot of people who struggle, everybody from an author to a business owner to people who want to speak on stage to people who want to start businesses, people who have something who don't know how to share that thing. That is a very wide net. And I think that you could benefit, Justin, by narrowing down your focus. The riches are in the niches. So you, yes, would leave a lot of people out if you were to narrow down. But by leaving a bunch of people out, you'd be able to actually more fully focus on those who you would want to help, thus actually, in the end, helping more people more deeply. And it could be anything that you might be interested in. It could be actually helping public speakers, especially in today's day and age where there are no conferences happening in person right now, how to help people get on the stage a little bit more. That might be pretty cool. You could help authors get their message out. You could help specifically people who are in sports build their platform and get their message beyond the sports out so that by the time they retire, they still have something else to fall back on that's meaningful to them. I would pop some thoughts into what it is, what niche, what market do you want to get into to serve, because there's different kinds of people who want to do that. If you had a website that said, I help people have their messages be heard, are you helping people who have a podcast? Are you helping moms who are now empty nesters? Are you like, it's hard to know, Justin, when I'm landing there on your page, what that might be about. The way to go about doing this would be to find a group of people who you might be interested in, just find one person and get them one result and see if you like it. Right? Not just see if it works, but see if you like it so that you can then determine whether or not you want to build a platform on that as well. Uncle Bill, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you, my friend. Gift Biz Unwrapped Sue says, follow-up question, and this is from a super chat earlier. Thank you, Gift Biz Unwrapped. Suggestions for how to record audio apart from the lives. So I would have, if you're on a Mac, just have GarageBand open and hit record on GarageBand as you also go live on those other things. So it is literally just like you're recording an audio file without the live stream. You're just recording your audio and going live at the same time. So GarageBand, or if you're using Audacity is a free tool for PC and Mac. If you want to record audio separately, that could work as well. Let's see. Pat, here I'm learning the same time how to grow my channel and being monetized. I still have a lot to learn. I do lots of perks and games, giveaways, just helps. Thank you so much. Happy Meal Vlog TV. We just started memberships on my Deep Pocket Monster channel yesterday, and we were able to, during the live stream, get people excited about becoming members, because one thing that we did was I pitched the idea that we were gonna have an after party. So this really cool hyped up live stream where I can't really, because there's so many people, interact with everybody. And in fact, I interact with a very small percentage of people because I'm opening cards and I'm trying to make it entertaining and I'm reading the super chats. It's hard for me to connect with people. So I offered a membership, much like how there are members here too, who have a green name next to their avatar. We were able to get 68 members yesterday, which is really cool. And then we had this after party. I went live, and when you go live, you can go live for members only. And it was just a fun, casual Q&A, and they were asking me questions about my card collections and all this kind of stuff. And it was super fun. And that's already now at $2.99, an additional $200 a month that's coming in from that particular business. And that's not anything, that's comparable to a lot of other things that I have, but it's something, and it's a start. And I think that it just shows that people want to feel like they belong to something. And I think perks and games and other things that you can play with just your members can be a really great thing, but also don't take away anything from those who are also going to be following you for free. I would add on to what you're offering for those who want to be members and such, which is pretty cool. Good morning, Gail. Good to see you here. Question for My Work in Sport. We do live interviews on our channel. Can I publish multiple short clips of those interviews around 5 minutes in the same channel, or must I create a new channel? there's a lot of debate around this. I think creating short clips, if you've already done a lot of longer live things, then it's totally cool to have a lot of shorter clips for people who just want that particular piece of information or nugget. And that's kind of how I would consider it. You want to make sure that these parts that you pull out are actually specifically something that could be titled and thumbnailed properly for a specific thing that people might find via search or might find interest in when they come across that video and thumbnail and title inside a person's feed. So yeah, absolutely. Now, the reason why I was sort of hesitant to share this was because, or to go down this answer was because if you have a lot of pre-recorded videos and then you're adding live, then the live isn't gonna do a lot. In fact, in many cases, it can hurt. For example, this channel, it didn't necessarily like remove subscribers, but it just slowed the growth of subscribers because the live videos were something my audience was not used to. And as I've been doing this daily, it's definitely taken time away from the idea that I can create pre-recorded videos that are more contained, that are more finessed, if you will, to hold the people on for longer. And that's gonna happen after day 365. There's a really good video coming out tomorrow that you'll see that has, and actually we built that one. Did we build that one together? No, we didn't build that together, but it's 5 passive income mistakes. It's a follow-up to the 5 passive income ideas that that I've published 2 weeks ago. And so we're gonna see if that can help the other video because it does link to it and does sort of relate to it. And so we're coming up with these buckets now and these themed videos that are gonna help push each other out, which is gonna be really fun. There he is, Papa Tony. Let's see. Scrolling down. SwitchPod hit the big leagues. That baseball player used it too. Yeah, there's a baseball player, I think he's a pitcher, from, I don't know where he's from. I'm not following baseball quite as often anymore. But he just signed with the Dodgers, and as he was coming out of his car or his bus, he was holding a SwitchPod, and then the LA Dodgers posted a photo of him that said, "Welcome to Los Angeles," and then he was holding a SwitchPod, so that was kind of cool too. All right. Question, when will you be doing blog reviews again? Every Saturday here. Now, as we're ending the daily streams after March 15th, the blogs and website reviews I still want to do. So when I go live again, I'm going to insert some opportunity to do that. I might have specific days where we do that, but it's just not going to be consistently every Saturday anymore. It's going to be nice to have the weekends off completely, sleeping in again, and again, having a lot more energy to create these pre-recorded videos. I'm going to consider if there's different ways that I can do some website reviews that are in fact from pre-recorded videos, and a better way to sort of manage the process of choosing who those people might be. And then having maybe a little bit more finesse going into the editing of those videos to be a little bit more hard hitting for anybody who's watching, especially if those things can be useful for others who find those videos later. So we'll see. All right, scrolling down, looking for questions. Question, how do I set up the community area of my YouTube channel now that I have hit 1,000 subscribers? So at a certain point, I think it's 1,000 subscribers, there's a community tab that shows up on your channel. Now, I still have trouble getting access to how to easily post to that channel, but if you're on a mobile device, it's very simple because you can click the plus button at the bottom and just click post, and then you can create a post from there. But if you're on a desktop, the way that I go about it, and maybe I'm just not finding the easy way to do this, but I actually am logged into my YouTube channel, then I'm on my YouTube channel itself, not my YouTube studio, I'm on my YouTube channel. I go to the community tab, and that's where I post and put polls or images and such. And if you just hit 1,000 subscribers, it may take a little bit of time before that's enabled, if that's not enabled already. Mr. Camera Junkie, my channel has not yet hit the YouTube metrics that would give me the best time to publish metric. Without this info, what time would you recommend to publish? I would say 9 a.m. Pacific, where you can get people who are just waking up or just getting to work who are still watching their YouTube videos in the morning on the West Coast, as well as those who are hitting their lunch hour on the East Coast. That seems to be, if you know at least that a majority of your audience is in the United States, then that's what I would do. If you're finding that a majority of your audience is in a different country, then that would be some data that you can use to infer what times to potentially publish your videos there. There can be a delay getting your community tab, but eventually it shows up. Hey, Think Media is here. Sean Cannell in the house. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate you and the Think Media team. If that is in fact you, Sean, or somebody else on your team, either way, thank you so much. I'll give a high five and shout out a COVID-friendly high five to Sean Cannell and his team at Think Media. Definitely give him a follow. Over 1 million subs, I believe, at this point, and helping people with their video, especially equipment reviews. Sean, you've definitely helped me out. Sean, maybe you can help me out since you're here. We have a friend here. His name is B-Roy. He has a Canon M50. A Canon M50. Great camera, as you know. And he wants to film some videos like this, where it's him on camera with a nice bokeh effect in the background. But at the same time, he wants to use the same camera for some top-down cooking videos, where you'd want a little bit more depth of field to be able to see like what's going on, right? Do you have a lens that you might recommend for some versatility in that regard? That'd be really helpful. Sean in the house. That's awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Sean. And sorry to put you on the spot there, but that'd be epic if you can answer that for my buddy B-Roy. Fit over 50. With cookies that remain for 24 hours plus, would you say that it's less or more affiliate products on a website? I do mostly Amazon, but I have specialty company that I make made for small sales with. Sigma 16 millimeter. Sigma 16 millimeter. So B-Roy, I'm gonna snap. I don't know if B-Roy's still here, but I'm gonna snap this photo. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. John, you're epic. I knew you'd have the answer. So with cookies that remain for 24 hours, plus, would you say that less is more for affiliate products on a website? It's less more. Less is often more when it comes to the idea that you might have too many options for people and there's analysis paralysis. Too many decisions to make, or too many choices in terms of, well, there's a lot that I could choose from. Why don't you help me out and choose the best one for me? So I often find that when there is less to recommend, but the things that you're recommending are better, that often works so well, because you can actually go more in depth in them. There's more room for you to do that. There's more depth with your reviews on those things. And this is a big lesson for everybody. If you're doing affiliate marketing, my approach is to not give everybody all the options and go, here's what is available, you choose. You are doing your audience a service by filtering all the noise, all the options that are out there, and sharing the best one, right? I think that that's really important. So if there are, in fact, two things that actually might solve a person's problem, sorry, I'm just taking screenshots of all your stuff, Sean. If your goal is to help people solve their problems and make things easier for them, you actually make things harder by recommending more things. So less is more, usually, in my opinion. Question from Sean: what's your current gear setup, Pat? How are you playing music? What music? Nice sound mix, subtle music, volume. Yeah, so with regards to that, I'm using a Rodecaster Pro, which can bring my computer audio into the actual audio feed that's getting put out into through the microphone, or into the computer. So I'm using a Rodecaster Pro, and that's connected via USB to my computer to not just feed audio in, but it also feeds audio out, right? So what's happening is my Rodecaster Pro is actually the audio output. So yes, the microphone's coming through, but also the music that I'm playing on Spotify. And I'm using a mix from Harris Heller, who you obviously are probably familiar with, Stream Beats. This is the lo-fi channel. And this is actually the channel where I've created a playlist on Spotify. That's actually for my other, I don't know if you knew this, Sean, but I have another channel in the Pokemon space. I think you knew that because I was talking about that on one of your clubhouses. We just hit 12,000 subscribers, and I just launched memberships yesterday. We have 68 members, paying members. We had a live stream the other day with over 1,000 people simultaneously watching live. Dude, it's going bonkers right now. And I'm doing kind of the same thing, except I'm using a Go XLR versus which is a PC-only voice changer sounding board, but I'm using the Rodecaster Pro here in this case. And same thing, I'm just using the more upbeat songs from Harris Heller and Stream Beats, which is all royalty free. Big shout out to Harris Heller from Stream Beats for literally, like, he bought like a new home in a studio, and he has a specific spot in his home to create even more banger songs for all of us. I mean, this guy is just incredible. Saw that, it's blowing up, yeah. Yeah, so that's how we're getting it in here, and I can turn the volume down. I can turn the volume up. Oh, sorry. It was in between songs. I was like, where is it? And I moved it all the way up. But I like to put it way down. And then, of course, I get to use the voice, the soundboard here, too. There we go. Thank you. Let's see. Kathy says, I popped in for some of the DPM giveaways. You really look like you're having fun in that space. What's the biggest learning so far in the new channel? Wow. So I think the biggest learning, and I want to share this with you, the biggest learning on this channel is this. It doesn't matter what it is you're doing. You can always change a person's life or help them in some way. You can always be, you can win with positivity. Just some things to share with you. I shared this on the video yesterday, but I took some photos of a couple messages that were shared with me. This one came in yesterday after the stream. Great stream today, Pat. Loved every second of it. It's one of those things that brings me up and brightens my day and my family. I've been unemployed for 6 months now without a job in sight, and my wife and kids love watching your videos and live streams and seeing them get excited. It helps us forget about the hard times in our life right now. Thank you. Another one. Just wanted to say I thoroughly enjoyed watching the stream. Didn't get to see it live. Nonetheless, it was pretty cool. I've never owned a Pokemon card, let alone opened a pack yet. I find this whole thing fascinating and have watched many other Pokemon-based channels over the last year and a half, and you, sir, are ranking high in the content and production value. I fell ill with Crohn's disease back in 2010, and since then have lost my way in life somewhat, had to give up a job I loved, and have struggled to find purpose in even getting up each day. I'm telling you this because it's channels like yours that let me escape reality for a while and just absorb the good vibes that you put out. Man, reading this back makes me sound like such a loser. Believe me, I used to be cool. Life just beat me up a little bit. Anyway, keep up the awesome work. Another one. I need a win in my life, man. Just found out I have a blood clot in my leg last night at the ER. Please bring a little hope and positive vibes for my family as me and my daughter enter the giveaway and we'll be watching live tomorrow. I'm opening Pokemon cards. And yet people are reaching out, and these are just a little bit of a sample within 2 months of the people who have reached out to say, thank you for bringing something that is bringing me joy. It doesn't matter what you do. You can do that. And so that's the big lesson. It's a reminder. It was a reminder for me because I try to do that here. I mean, you know this through the work that I'm doing here and the work that I've done over the last 12, 13 years. But to do it in a space that is seemingly not related to anything in regards to personal development or helping with mental health. Like, man, crazy, right? So yes, hearts out to those people for sure. But it just shows you that you can make an impact with regards to anything. Sean, your channel, I'm sure, with regards to video camera equipment reviews, microphone reviews, I'm sure, have heard from people in your audience whose lives you've touched and changed in some way, shape, or form. But you're just reviewing camera work, right? And I think it just shows you that, like, you know, it's not about the thing. It's about how you show up for people, how you make them feel like they belong to something, community. Things that I talk about and themes I talk about in my book, Superfans. Really, really important, right? Inspirational by Marie says, Pat, you say that the daily live streams don't actually do anything for your channel. No, I don't say that. I never say they don't do anything. I always say they don't do anything for the growth of the channel. The growth in terms of the numbers and the analytics and, you know, the vanity numbers, which, you know, are important, but not the thing. I do this. I wouldn't be here every single day if it had nothing to do with community and our vibes together and building relationships and engagement, for sure. That's why I do it. That's why. So the live streams have taken a lot of energy, and they were only something that I thought I was going to do for a week, and here we are, nearly 365 days in. So, you know, it'll be bittersweet to end the year-long streak, but to have accomplished that goal, but more importantly, to have shown up and to be there and build relationships with all of you for so long. We're going to take these relationships and move them forward into the next phase, and I'm excited to bring more people and more members into the community, and I'm excited to get to a point where I can go and get into another streak of some kind and go live again. And trust me, I'm not going live again. I'm just not doing it daily anymore. Justin says, follow up. So niche down, like helping coaches get their message out online, or like helping coaches get their message out with podcast. You can, those are both niches. One is more narrow than the other, but you can go out that way too. If you have a specialty in podcasting, if you have a specialty in social media, if you have a specialty in something, then yeah, you can say, I help coaches. You can even get more narrow by saying, I help personal development coaches, or I help life coaches, or I help online physical fitness trainers, right? So and again, start with one. And I know that might sound a little bit crazy to kind of pigeonhole yourself into such a narrow field, right? Little tiny narrow field. But consider how many people you might actually need. Because I think a lot of us go, oh, we need to create the next Uber, we need to create the next Tesla, we need to create the next fidget spinner that can encapsulate all the people around the world, right? But the thing is, when it really comes down to it, I know some people who have 50 clients and they're millionaires. I know some people who have just a couple hundred people in their audience, yet they're making a living and have an amazingly flexible life in terms of time with relation to just having 50 clients. So you can be the person who becomes known to help coaches get their message out there through podcasting. Help coaches, you can help life coaches specifically, which will then allow you to, the cool thing about this is it allows you to speak the same language, and those people all hang out and find each other. It's so much easier to infiltrate and provide value into a space if you do it in that regard versus I'm going to help all coaches, but now let me like see how I might be able to specialize in this, but then also specialize in this one and then also specialize in this one. It'll be much easier for you to get invited on to other podcasts. It'll be easier for you to create product. And the cool thing is then you'll have options. You can either now go from 1 inch wide, 1 mile deep to 2 inches wide, 1 mile deep, 5 inches wide, 1 mile deep. But oftentimes what happens is actually the opposite. This is the cool thing. You're 1 inch wide, 1 mile deep. Now you're gonna go 1 inch wide, 2 miles deep. You're gonna create now online events for these people. Now you're gonna go 5 miles deep. You're gonna actually have in-person coaching for these people in mastermind groups that they can be a part of. Now you're gonna have 10 miles deep, 1 inch wide. Now you're gonna have the one-to-one services that will require a little bit more money and investment in you, but that's how we can go even further there. Yeah. So we got 12 minutes remaining in the show already, which is kind of insane. That is kind of insane. All right, more questions. Just Be Blessed says, thank you, Pat, for making this love shows. Dude, I always misspell live streaming or live show to love show. My phone just does that. I saw you do that too. But thank you for making this love show. And I've done that before where I was like, hey, I can't wait till your next love stream. I don't know why my phone does that, but live stream, thank you. It really helped me grow my video podcast interviews. Gracias, bro. Alex, thank you, Alex. Appreciate you. Tina says, the last 3 years have been hard for me after my son was diagnosed on the autism spectrum. Long story short, these lives and other lives are my way to feel connected to others. Thank you, Tina. It's so great to see you here and on other places in the Pokemon space where we've connected to. Here for you. If you need anything, Tina, feel free to always reach out. Very, very grateful to have met you these past couple months. Let's see. Question, Facebook has banned all media sites. My little sports site in Australia as well. As strategy, would you recommend to use to get people from Facebook to subscribe to your website? Always with providing value through a lead magnet and a downloadable of some kind. Some way, shape, or form that you can get people to go, yes, of course I'm gonna put in my name and email. I would get people into an email list, even if it's not necessarily your website, just a lead magnet that points to a landing page to get people into an email list so that you can then now have control over what happens to that audience. And I don't mean that in a bad way, like, haha, finally you get to kind of do what you want with them, but so that you don't lose them, because Facebook and all these other places, yes, they're grateful. We're grateful for them because they help us reach more people and connect with others. But the truth is, at any moment in time, they can do things like this to take the access away from each other. So putting them into an email list would be the best thing to do so that you can have a better connection and a follow-up with them. I did get your email. I have yet to go in because I have like 50 emails from the Deep Pocket Monster stuff yesterday in regards to the shipping and stuff. So I'll get to it probably sometime within the next week, but it won't be right away. I apologize, but thank you. Let's see. Wow, we actually got to the bottom. I may have missed a couple questions, but there's a lot of just great conversations happening. Cool. I think I just heard my wife come down. And so actually, we're going to end the show in maybe 2 minutes. That way I can go and set up breakfast even easier. So I know you know that today is me and my wife's anniversary, 12 years strong. And I can't wait for the next 12. We've learned so much from each other. I'm so grateful for her. And, you know, wanted her to sleep in today. And so we'll just kind of finish up in the next 2 minutes. So thank you again. I appreciate this. So question from Karen. Talk about connecting your community to your YouTube channel. I'm creating a community and also updating my old YouTube channel. Would like some insight. So Karen, the best thing to do about community is not just think of like the tools and the memberships and the access and those kinds of things, but the idea of actually connecting to your audience in many different ways, whether it's through the messages that you share and how you speak to the people who are watching your videos. Hey, welcome to the community. There's a good person in the Pokemon space who I follow. His name is Twice Baked Jake. He always makes you feel like you're a part of the community, even though he doesn't necessarily like have a community per se where you sign up for it and now you're a part of it and now you get access to him. It almost feels like we have access to him via the videos that we watch from him. He always starts his videos by saying, "Hey everybody, welcome to the community," or "Welcome to the hobby," and it makes us feel like we're part of something. He does some really cool challenges where he's got this bankroll of $1,000 that he actually allows the community that he's built through YouTube through voting and polls and just like showing his process. He's got $1,000 that he's letting the community feel like they have a decision on. So he'll say, "Hey guys, what should we buy next to try to invest in? Which one of these 4 things?" The community votes. He then shares a video thanking everybody for their votes and being a part of the community. He's also done some giveaways where he's sent some mail and messages to people. He's also very, very active in the comments section, hearting all the comments, responding to them. This is why he's grown to 53,000 subscribers, Twice Baked Jake. And he's not fancy. He doesn't have the fancy video equipment. He just has some really good knowledge and he cares about his people. And I know this because he's even connected with me on Instagram to reach out. And that's part of building community, making people feel like they belong to something. So I think that's really great. Then later you can come and build like the membership within YouTube or a membership platform on Circle or something like that. Showcasing members of your community is a great way to do this as well, because people see a person like them up there. They see that the founder or the creator is actually showing that they are paying attention to the successes and the stories of those who are in the audience, and they want to step up to that level too, and they want to become a part of the same thing as well. If you don't have enough subs to have a community tab, can the discussion tab be useful? It can be. I tried some of that in the early days of Deep Pocket Monster, and I just didn't see a lot of stuff on it, but it can be a place for discussion. But the community tab is really where it's at, because that's where you get the push from the algorithm. So it's not going to have as much of a reach. All right. Ooh, happy 12-year anniversary. Thank you. Somebody asked how we met. We actually met in high school. She was a junior when I came in as a freshman. We did not date. We did not date in high school. And we dated after we both graduated from college. And there's a fun little story there, but I've shared it before. We'll go dive into that later. But I think I'm going to head out. And thank you all so much for being here today and for joining me and for being a part of my life, for being a part of the stream, for being a part of what gets me up in the morning and gets me excited. And you do give me energy, honestly. Before the stream today, I was feeling a little, lack of energy. As soon as I hit publish, as soon as I see the fire come in from the chat, it just pumps me up so much. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. Somebody is asking about help for affiliate marketing. There's so much content on smartpassiveincome.com. Just look at smartpassiveincome.com. Look up affiliate marketing. There's a lot of information to help you get started there. Also on YouTube, there's a lot of affiliate marketing help for you as well. So thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you. I'm going to go have some breakfast with the fam. Take care. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow for day 340 something. And I'm going to see what time we're going to start tomorrow. Tomorrow we are starting at 11 a.m. Pacific. 11 a.m. Pacific. 2 p.m. Eastern. Thanks so much, everybody. I appreciate you. And as always, Team Flynn for the win. Take care.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream. All while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
There we go. Thank you so much for today. Enjoy your day. I did say stern. I did say the secret word. I said it maybe 10, 15 minutes in. Stephanie can confirm for me. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Peace out. Team Flynn for the win.
Bruh.